everyone, it's Kayuke, and in today's video I am doing a 02 makeup and cosplay get ready with me and cosplay review of the bunny suit 02 cosplay. I'm gonna be trying some relatively new makeup today and also doing a story time because the first time, and I guess first and last time that I wore this cosplay was for an event and I was a guest performer. My performance was pole dancing, and since that event, which I'll talk about more later, but I also want to talk about more events that I pole danced at, I guess I could start talking about my pole dancing hobby. Is another hobby that I have other than figure collecting anime figures and also cosplaying and attending anime conventions. I picked up pole dancing during the pandemic and I've been doing it on and off for about 3 years at this point. I've been more consistent in the last year and I started combining my cosplay and pole dancing hobbies once I felt a little more confident in like my strength in pole dancing. It took me a really long time to build up the strength because you need a lot of upper body strength and core strength to pull yourself up and do some cool tricks. And also like my fitness was getting better, so I felt a lot more confident in like pole dance wear and like certain cosplays. So like today, a bunny suit cosplay I feel like I wouldn't have done before, probably just because I don't know, I was shy. So pole dancing was really cool in that way where I gained more confidence, got more fit. I'm really focusing on strength and mobility right now, so yeah, and that's just gonna aid in longevity and aging gracefully. So, my pole dancing journey. I started being more consistent in the past year. I decided to do a showcase. So pretty much this was like a dance recital. And the way my studio does it, they're doing like a university theme, which is super cute. And so we call it graduation. And they do it twice a year in May and September. So I did it in May. And I mean, they're not really evenly spread out because from like May to September is about 4 months. I feel like it should be like 6 months between the two because I wanted to do the September one to like just challenge myself, keep myself training for something. And it was just fun in general, but it was just like too close together, like too short for me to prepare for another like showcase or performance because there's a lot of training that went into it. Like first off, like my studio has like levels. It's really cute because they have this book of like tricks that you learn and you get signed off by instructors, and they divvied it up by degrees or diplomas. So you start off with like the high school level, the associate's level, the bachelor's level, master's, PhD. I don't know if I'm missing any. And then you complete the book. I completed like the second level for my first showcase, which is associates. I skipped high school because before I started this studio, I was doing like privates or taking private lessons with someone, so I learned a lot, which I recommend privates if you are really willing to take it seriously or if you're just really shy to get started, which was my case. It is more expensive, but you get one-on-one attention with an instructor. And because I started in the pandemic, there weren't many studios open at the time, and I was just like desperate to try and get out and like do something because I used to do aerial silks. But when studios opened with aerial silks, I still didn't think it was as sanitary. At least with pole dancing, it's a metallic bar and you can like wipe it down with alcohol. So that's how that started. But yeah, and then when I did try group classes in pole dancing, I was just so shy. The classes were like a little big, or just like you don't get as much one-on-one attention with the instructors. I was like shy to ask questions or get like corrections or get spotted for things. I stopped after a while and was on and off for those like first 2 years anyway because I was planning a wedding, etc. and life things. It was super fun. I did it with a coworker, so we got to like split some of the costs, and I highly recommend that as well. Do it with a friend, it'll motivate you. So I was training for this showcase for like almost 2 months. I wanted to pick a song that no one really associates with me, and I love some like hardstyle hip-hop songs, but I would consider my personal aesthetic to be a little more soft and like pastel and girly. That doesn't mean I can't like both, but the aesthetic is very different. I picked Cream by Iggy Azalea featuring Tyga. If you don't know that song, take a quick listen and come back real quick because don't leave my video. I think you want to hear my silly stories. I definitely want to incorporate like cosplay into the next showcase performance, but I just wanted to do like a more normal outfit, so I just wore like a sparkly purple bikini. Obviously purple is my favorite color, so I had to do it, and I love shiny things. So it was sparkly. I have never trained physically for something so hard in my life. I was training for like 2 months, and I'm able to invert, and now I can aerially invert, which is pretty much where you have the pole in your armpit and you lift your legs up so you can like hook one of your legs onto the pole, and then you're upside down essentially. Aerial inverting, or doing that up in the air instead of like from the ground, was a goal that I had, and I'm really happy that I hit that. My next goal is shoulder mount, but I'm too much of a baby, but I just gotta put the work in. Dude, there is this still of like one of our practice performances, which I did like 3 times a week, which was pretty insane because we would start at 10 p.m. or 10:30 p.m. and like finish at like 1 a.m. because lots of people are practicing, and you're running through it like 2 or 3 times, and like one song or one performance per person is like 3 to 5 minutes long or so. And we're taking breaks because it's a lot of work. 3 minutes doesn't sound very long, and like my song was like about 3 minutes, but I'm pulling myself up, doing pull-ups on this pole, and like pulling my legs up, like using core strength to flip upside down, and like trying to smile and look cute at the same time. It's a lot of work. But my favorite part, which was what I was trying to get to, was there was this still during one of the practices where like you could see my back muscles, and I was so happy. I was so excited. It's because I was just like pulling myself up and inverting like almost every day for like the month leading up to the performance. Okay, I've been doing my foundation for a really long time. Anyways, so that was my first ever pole dancing performance. If you are interested in checking that out, I will link my Instagram reel to the full performance down below somewhere. I was so happy with my first performance. It was something I've never really pushed myself to do. I was never really a sporty child growing up. I did dance on my high school dance team, but like that was just cardio. I feel like I didn't really have to build strength. I was a lot more flexible back then, so I'm trying to get that flexibility back. And around that time, one of my favorite artists of all time, Mr. Hotcakes on Instagram, opened up commissions. I was like, hey, can I commission you to immortalize my first ever pole performance as me as a cute anime girly? And they did it. They delivered. It was amazing. I'm gonna see if I could post it here somewhere. But yeah, so that's my normie pole story. And so a week later was this event called H Night. The H stands for hentai. So it was an 18+ event. It was in El Monte, and it was run by Rose City Anifest. H Night had this bunny girl lounge and invited us to perform. And by us, I mean me and my friend waifu_Sahara. Sahara unfortunately injured herself like a few weeks before the event, and we were so devastated. I was so sad. I can't imagine how much worse she must have felt, because we had like rented out a studio, had a whole cyberpunk performance planned where I was Rebecca and she was Lucy, and we put this performance together, rented a studio, did some practices. She has a stage pole, so we were gonna use that to do it together and then do like solo performances. So we had like this whole thing laid out, and so I thought about like backing out because it was just gonna be me, which I don't know, for my first time performing at an event, I wouldn't want to be alone, I think. And she really encouraged me to still do it, and she also called up like 2 friends to fill in. So it was pretty cool because we had more dancers show up and they had their own different styles, which was great. So we had like 3 total like set performance times, and it was so fun. The event itself was pretty cool. It was pretty small. As a performer, I had fun, but looking back at it, I think it was a really small event that might have been a little like expensive for the day, but I mean, I try not to like be like, oh, this is too expensive. Like, people name their price and it's either you pay it or you don't. And so, I mean, since I was performing, I didn't pay for it. And I tried vlogging, but then I quickly realized like I can't film a lot of those things because they were 18+ art. But the venue itself was pretty cool and pretty cozy. I think the highlight was the bunny lounge, where there were other cosplayers in bunny suits and like different characters, and you got to spend time with them. And there was also a bar in there where you can buy drinks. And people were offering to like buy me a drink, which was pretty cool. But I didn't want to drink before performing, so yeah. I met some cool people that day, and there was an after party, which was kind of fun for the first maybe 20 minutes. It like kind of died down pretty fast. What else? That was the first time I made business cards, so I was handing them out. Actually, my friends were handing them out. They were pretty like excited to share it just before I was performing and then putting it on everybody's table. I got tips, so if you see people performing, I definitely recommend bringing cash to tip them, which is great because a lot of times anime events usually rely on volunteers for performances, and especially because this was the first time ℌ𝔫𝔱 was doing ℌ𝔫𝔱, we were volunteers, so I did not get paid for this event. Actually, all the events I'm going to talk about, I did not get paid. So I will elaborate, well, not really elaborate, but I will share how much I made in tips, I guess. So for this event, I think I made like almost $100 because I think this event did really well promoting the event and the performers. So the first performance was based off of my 02 bunny suit cosplay. So I used the intro, I think it's called Kiss of Death from Darling in the Franxx. And it started off cute and slow, and then I did a music change to like, I think it was Dictator, and that picked up the speed, and then I did like more tricks, and then I was tired. Took a small break, did a second performance, which was Cream by ℌ𝔫𝔱𝟐 and Taiga that I had performed just the week prior. So I was like, perfect, it's fresh in my brain. So promo day for ℌ𝔫𝔱 was like, you come in your cosplay, and for the bunny girls, it was like all their bunny girl outfits, and they had little skits and stuff. So they had cute group pictures and solo pictures introducing each of them, and they used it for the Instagram to promote the event, which I thought was pretty cute and clever. Sahara and I weren't told to like dress any particular way or bunny suit, so we came in like two completely different characters or like cosplays from different anime. So she was Liz or Rizu-kyun from My Dress Up Darling, so like the succubus girl that Marin cosplays. And then I was Reika from Gantz. So yeah, but I think that was the first time. Actually, we had met prior. We had done a little poll thing together prior. But this was the first time we had like a lot of time to figure out moves together. I felt like we had a lot of really good chemistry together. We were calling out moves. She's an instructor. Also, feel free to DM her if you want to take any private classes with her, and I'm plugging that in for her, so go support her if you're interested. I highly recommend it. And then there was like a videographer and he took photos. My husband took some behind the scenes, so I will insert some of that here. But where am I going with this? It's the point of this whole little yapping session, side yap for the main yap, is we never got any of that content. Like none of the video content and none of the photos. They used like a photo to introduce us on the Instagram, but yeah, I mean, I understand everyone was probably like volunteering their time to do it, but then again, like that was in March and I'm filming this like today's like September 1st, and I've reached out a couple times. And then there's also content and like the videographer stuff from like the actual ℌ𝔫𝔱. So I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it'll come up eventually and I can finally share it with you guys. Maybe I'll link it below, I don't know. Anyways, so that was ℌ𝔫𝔱. The next event that Sahara and I signed up for was Hentai Matsuri in San Diego. We had signed up to perform for Hentai Matsuri. It was kind of late notice though, because I feel like they kind of officially gave me the email 2 weeks prior to the event, and I hadn't really put together a performance. Also, Sahara was still out of commission and still healing. She got surgery eventually for her foot injury. Yeah, so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna put together a last minute routine, which ended up working out. I just wish I had more time to like make it cleaner or like be more creative with it. What I did was, I had this idea for the longest time. I did a dance routine as Hinata from Naruto. I didn't do it with the white mesh contacts because the room was dark, and even if the room wasn't dark, I can't see very well in those mesh contacts, so I definitely would not dance well. I feel like I would reach for the pole and miss and fall on my face or something. But I put them on afterwards and took cute pictures with people in the hall. So after that routine, which I did to $1 Million Baby, I did 2 songs. $1 Million Baby, which was like really trendy at the time and it's still kind of trendy right now. There's this anime rapper named Contrast, and I danced to, I think it was Bluebird Freestyle, which is really good. I also love his 8 Gates flow. I've been wanting to challenge the audience, not really a challenge, I want the audience to challenge me, where we do an interactive portion and I ask them, what JoJo pose do you want me to do? And I will attempt it on the pole. I got this idea, and this is where like Connor C Dog VA comes in, is because of that pole dancing video, but he's also a big JoJo fan. I feel like I have to give him some credit for this idea that I've had and could finally execute. I had so much fun meeting other fellow JoJo fans in the audience. I'm being challenged on the pole. I felt like just all of my hobbies in the community was like coming together. And so I put together a reel just like condensing all of the moves that I did, and I'll link that down below. It's like on my Instagram. So I didn't get paid to perform, but people did tip, and I think I made about $70, which was pretty cool. So the event itself was pretty cool. It was a bigger event compared to the last one because it was 3 days and it was in a hotel as well, but I feel like this hotel was bigger. It had more like conference rooms. There was a pool, which was pretty fun. The Hinata outfit that I wore was actually a swimsuit by, I think it's Mo Bunny, which was pretty cool. Well, I had so much fun at Hentai Matsuri. There were other really great acts as well. My favorite were the bands on Friday night. I love live music and I love anime covers. I hope to see those bands again and kind of see maybe if there's more local ones to me in LA and check them out, check out their shows and stuff. The concern for Hentai Matsuri was the event had put up this like poll, but it was different from the poll that I was using, which is like pretty standard grade, like for studios and performances, by the brand called X-Pole. So we have the stage version, which is very safe, and I would recommend renting it out for all of your events. Yeah, there was this, it was like on a box and there was like a pole on it and there was duct tape, and like I think that's a great fun party prop to have. But if you want like actual performers on it, I would suggest an X stage X pole. I decided to jump on it. Obviously I'm like, oh, there's a pole, I have to like get a move out. It didn't spin, which is fine, I prefer spin, but also like when I climbed on it, the top of the pole was like open and I had cut my hand, and it wasn't like gushing blood or anything, but yeah, it was just minor, but it still kind of hurt, and I would just recommend not using that anymore. It did come up at a later event, which I'm going to talk about next. And yeah, the pole was short. I mean, to be fair, the ceilings were short anyway. I just would not recommend it, but yeah. Okay, so anyways, I'm back with everything on, but here is the finished look. Yeah, so the last event, I just wanted to finish story time a bit, but the last event that I did that involves pole dancing was a club event in Long Beach. So that one's also new, and I was a guest helping promote the event, but I was not scheduled to perform, but there was a pole there, which my friend Gigi that I met at Hentai Matsuri was at. So like in between when she was taking breaks, I was like, hey, can I hop on for a bit, just cause like just to have fun, you know? And so yeah, we just ended up both being on the pole having fun that night, but I think she was the only one scheduled to do that. But this is a new event in Long Beach called Level 3. If you're familiar with the area, there's Sevilla's, which is a pretty popular dance club, and it's the 3rd floor of that same building. From what I've heard, they're gonna try to do this anime dance event every so often, more often, so I think there will be one coming up soon, and maybe you can catch me there along with some of my friends. But I bring this up even though I wasn't scheduled to dance that day, and I did anyway. It was so much fun. Was because that pole from Hentai Matsuri was also there, and I shared my safety concerns with the level 3 event. I wish I shared it with the Hentai Matsuri people the first time it happened, but I think because it was just a one-time thing at Hentai Matsuri, I don't know, I was like, oh, I'll never see it again, and then I saw it again. And I know that level 3 collabed with Hentai Matsuri or they work together to promote the event as well. And it sounds like level 3 is going to be more often than just a once a year event like all the other events that I had done so far. I wanted to express my safety concerns. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't want to share like too much. They were very receptive and very kind to take in advice that I also had. I highly recommend renting out a stage pole like the X-Pole brand stage pole. I won't go into details. Yeah, if I see that pole again, I probably won't jump on it anymore. Okay, so I guess cosplay review. I did dress up in this to film my next unboxing video, which you can catch after this one. I've cosplayed 02 very casually before. It was just with like this red jacket that I had from my friends at ℌ亜ℌ𝔫𝔱𝟏, which is super cool tech wear that they have. I thought it would suit a casual 02 look at the time, and I also at the time had a different wig. I bought the Darling in the Franxx like licensed wig that collaborated with Epic Cosplay Wigs, which is a really good cosplay wig brand, but I personally didn't like that wig. I wish I went with their normal, I think it's like their NYX wig that I would have gotten otherwise. But since then, this is a different wig and I got this one off of Amazon and it's really good quality. There's actually a lot of fibers. It's pretty thick. It was advertised specifically for 02. It already had these front, I guess, bangs, front framing pieces. The bangs I trimmed haphazardly, really like I need to fix it the next time I actually wear this out. But I'm really happy with this wig. I will link it down below if you're interested. The cosplay itself, oh, before I go into that, I will say that some tips that I have for cosplaying and dancing in wigs is using this wig band. Ta-da! It's like a velvet strap that velcros around your head. This one is from a brand called, I guess, Dream Lover. I got on Amazon and it came in a pack of 2 and I gave Sahara one. And this thing is amazing. So what I do is I put my wig cap, so I braid my hair and I put my wig cap on like I usually do before I put on my wig. And before I put on my wig, I put this over my wig cap and I pin this to the wig cap, and then I put the wig on and then I pin it. I try to pin all of it together, and if I can't get the wig cap in there, at least the band is like pinned to the wig cap, and then I try to get the wig to get pinned to the wig band. And so I do crisscross, so I do at least 2 bobby pins over here. I crisscross them. I do them in front of the ears, behind the ears, and like I try to get like at the base of my head as well, and that has helped a lot. So when I invert on a pole and I'm upside down, my wig isn't sliding off, because that'd be embarrassing if I just suddenly became an egghead on the pole doing cute sexy dance moves. But yeah, anyways. Okay, so on to the rest of the cosplay that I bought separately from the wig. This is the bodysuit, and I will insert better photos and clips of the outfit because right now I'm just sitting on my floor at home. The bodysuit itself I feel like is okay. After having tried a bodysuit, a black bodysuit that I got from Amazon, it fits way nicer. And so my complaints about this one is that the sides are really open, which is cute, but I feel like it leaves less support for the girls. And the back is really low, so I feel like that also adds less support for holding up the girls with the straps. And for me, the torso was really long, so I had to ask a seamstress to shorten it. And so what she did is she took fabric from the bottom where like the crotch panty area is, and she shortened it that way, and then she just brought like the leg, ow, I hit my elbow. She brought the leg, like I guess hip cut up higher to just shift everything upwards, and that helped a lot. And she also cinched it in at the waist a little for me while she was at it. And I'm trying to think what else she did. I think those were the main things because it was too long and a little wide. I think the width was fine, but since she was already tailoring it, I said just make me more snatched. Yeah, it comes with cuffs and gold button detail. Comes with the armbands, which actually kept popping off when I was performing because I'm like flexing my biceps when I'm pulling up on the pole. So like I mean, I'm not like super buff right now because I haven't gone to practice in a while, but also the armbands barely fit me. They're Velcro. For some reason, all these like cosplay brands have really small arm things, like sleeves. Like I have this Hinata thing, like this Hinata outfit that came with her fishnet like sleeves, and they were just too tiny. I had to buy another pair. But yeah, and so the cosplay also came with these bunny ears, and it did not come with this specific 02 headband. I bought this one and I'll talk about it in a second, but it did come with like this foam headband which works. You just clip it. There's two little alligator clips that you would clip to the side in front of your bunny ears, which are cute and posable. But I already had this really cool 02 headband that I ordered off of Etsy. I will link them somewhere here or down. I'll link them down below and kind of share their Etsy page here and there. But it's really good quality. I think they also make blue ones, and I can't remember if they also make the longer ones, but definitely check them out. So yeah, my main gripe is that the fit of the bodysuit is like okay. It could be better. It did its job, but after trying another bodysuit, I think that one fit me way better and it hugged the girls in way better. In terms of wearing this out and performing in it, it was not safe for the girls. So I definitely wore pasties underneath, and I got these thicker straps. So most cosplays that are like strapless will come with these thin plastic straps. They're pretty thin, but I bought these thicker ones off of Amazon to replace them just to feel more secure. I also crossed them in the back to feel more secure. And I also have this special glue that one of my pole instructors recommended, and it's that Hollywood fashion tape brand, which I've used before, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it doesn't hold up as well and it like crinkles and I don't know. But this one is like a liquid version of it. It's a roll-on glue and it works amazing. So I used that day on top of these straps and we were good to go. I think I did have one slip, but luckily I was wearing pasties, so whatever, it worked out. I think that's everything for this cosplay. What else am I missing? In terms of performing, I also recommend wearing like a thong underneath, just in case of anything sliding, slipping out. Because I did get this altered to be more snug on me, that helped a lot. I think in general when I perform, I do like wearing an extra pair, a safety pair of undies. I didn't wear fishnet stockings to go with the actual classic bunny girl figured look, because when you're pole dancing, you really want your skin to grip the pole, and so I could have worn, if I wanted to, like the bigger fishnets, like the bigger hole fishnets, and that would give me more surface area to have contact of my skin on the pole. Didn't feel like risking it because I hadn't tested out that or danced with fishnets before. Now that I have, it's not as bad, but I didn't do a full performance in it, so I guess I still need to test those waters. But yeah, other things I want to review on is my contacts and this bra that I'm wearing. So I'll do the bra first, I guess. So I didn't wear this bra that I'm wearing right now when I wore this bodysuit when I performed. I was planning on wearing this at AX for Bishoujo, but I didn't know how to put it on, but I kind of figured it out today. And it's the Boomba brand, and I just got Instagram ads and I know a couple people have tried it, so I decided to try it out and they work. This particular bodysuit, I feel like it could work better on other things. It's just this bodysuit, I feel like because it has too much like open side, there's not a lot to help hold everything in, but I think it does a pretty good job with all the complaints I had about the bodysuit. So it works better, which I didn't know or pay attention to before I read instructions before, was the Boomba like chicken cutlet looking thing. You get two, one for each side, and there's push-up action, which I feel like it has a lot of push-up action that I usually don't use or wear, but both sides of it is sticky, and so you stick it on the clothes first, which is what I did here, and then you put the clothes on and adjust it and stick it there. And so far I like it. I think I might try it out for another performance or Cospole thing, or just cosplay in general, see how it works like while out and about at a con or something. But she's pretty secure. I actually feel like I could have performed with this at H night. So yeah, so last thing are the contacts. I did mention that these weren't my contacts of choice for 02. I just had them on hand already. I would personally probably try to do a more natural looking green. There's some pretty ones out there. This one was for Starfire, so it's really like bold, but it works. It's working. They're pretty comfortable. I danced in them. I feel like there's nothing there. Well, right now I do, because I've been staring at this camera for like over an hour. So they're kind of dry and I kind of feel them right now. But in general, I could go probably all day at a con with these. They're pretty solid, just would prefer a different color and style. Well, I think that's everything I wanted to share. Feel free to check me out on Instagram, where I'm more active and post more poll videos, which I feel like I could post more of there versus on YouTube for obvious reasons. And be sure to check out my friend waifu Sahara and our joint Cospole page, Bishoujo.Burlesque, where you can find out, I guess, what other events we have coming up, which we do have some, so check it out before we finalize and post, and it'll be out there. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to catch you at the next one. Bye.